Hey guys, Travis Self of FITT Warehouse Training Systems, and I'm going to meet your request for how we made the Mauler sled. Andy, come on in real quick. I've literally gotten hundreds of emails and thousands of videos, probably one of the most popular videos we've had, and that was how did we go about making the Mauler sled? Well, like many of you, when you first started your garage gym or your warehouse gym, money was tight. Money was tight for me, money was tight for a lot of reasons. So what we did was we took the Prowler, which everybody is very familiar with the Prowler from Elite FTS, a great piece of equipment. We didn't have the resources to go about getting one at the time, so we took its basic design and we tried to make our own. We've since modified the Mauler from its original version, which is what you guys have seen and watched over at YouTube. So what we did was we basically took the Econo Prowler model and we kind of used that as an example for our Mauler sled. So what we did was we basically took a 4x6 pressure treated piece of lumber, and this one happens to be about 40 inches in length, and we took another piece of 4x6 treated lumber, and this one happens to be about 34 or 36 inches in length. And then what we did is, if you can see from the back here, we cut out a notch. Now in the ebook we show you guys how we went about doing the notch. It can be a little bit tricky, it can be a little bit time consuming, but again, you are making your own sled, you are saving yourself a ton of money. It's just going to require you to invest a little bit of time. So what we did is we did this notch. Again, showed you guys in the ebook, use a skill saw, cutting multiple links, chipping it away, and then making sure we had a nice snug fit within here. So roughly this is a 2-inch cut by the 6 inches in length of the board. We then took our lag screws, making sure that there's nothing at the bottom. So again, we want something that's kind of nice and doesn't cause any injury. Securing it down, we also had wood glue or wood tie. You can use whatever type of wood glue you would like. I don't even remember what we got. We just got ours from the local hardware store. And then from there, we proceeded to take the sled and we flipped it over. So now it's laying flush. And we used the plumbing flanges. We actually, right next to the old gym, we happen to have a plumbing store right next to us. So what we did was we went next door and got these plumbing flanges. Check these out. These right here are 2-inch. You can use whatever you like. We recommend no less than 1.5. And we took some threaded pipe that again we got from a local vocational school right down the street. And we went to one of the guys and we had them weld these skis. This pipe, if you can see, it's got turf on it. It's welded to this ski and it's threaded. So because we do use this on the turf, or mainly, very seldom we'll get outside. We'll take the Prowler outside. But should you need this outside, you may want to drill you a couple of holes in your skis or your skids, so that if you were to ever have the need to replace them from wear and tear, you can simply just insert the skis. You can either make them flat or you can make them with an upper lip. That's for if you were to push it outside on the grass or anything like that, it's not going to catch the dirt. It kind of just, as good as it can, it flows smoothly. Anyway, we took the flanges, bolted those in with lag screws, just 4 holding these in. Our pipe's welded, it's threaded. We took some Loctite, put it nice and evenly on the threads and screwed in nice and tight so it doesn't go anywhere. We did that on both sides, making sure that we got even distance. This right here is about 3 inches from the end. So again, that's on both sides, and we did this in the very front as well. So we have 3 skis. There we go. So this is what your Mauler sled will look like. You can name it whatever you want. This is what it'll look like from the bottom with the skids and with the notch. If you want extra stability, you can go and get some little latches and create them here. You don't really need them, but if you're just, that much of a badass, you can go ahead and do that. From there, the next part of the assembly is pretty simple. What we did was we took another flange right here in the top, and we just, this one right here I believe is a 1-inch, and we put it about 3.5 inches from the front. What we ran into the very first design was that when we were pushing it with heavy weight, we were finding all of this to spin on us, and you weren't able to push the sled at all. So what we recommend doing is, yes, we use the Loctite and it's threaded, but we got that same welder to go ahead and tack weld this down for us so that it doesn't spin. It's nice and tight. So in addition to our lag bolts in with the flange, we have it tack welded here. From there we went and just got us another T couplet from the guy next door, and again threaded, Loctite, but spot welded just for extra stability and security, because we do like to load this up with some weight. The next thing that we did was very simple. Is we just got one of these type of eye bolts or screw eyes. It's about 1/4 inch in length, screwed it in. This just allows us to hook any type of webbing or chains or what have you for pulling, rope pulls, the bicep exercises. There's a lot of exercise that you can do. So that just allows us to do it for pulling. Here's another cool thing, is we were able to drill multiple holes within it and not disrupt the sled's integrity. And what this allowed us to do was have different positions to allow for pipes, different hand positions, works the exercises differently, whether it be your core. The narrower it is, you can be a little stronger. You can do one handle to the far outside, one handle to the inside. Again, just changing the degree of difficulty for the exercises. Normally, we load the weight just like you would on the Prowler. We just put them right here on the handles. Sometimes we'll change the load up. We have a 2-inch pipe that we use at about 16, 18 inches in length, and we just stick it right here. We put all the weight right here, and then from there we go about pushing it up and down the turf. One addition I think that we're going to make, just to increase, and you can do this, you don't have to, again, it's just we've been using this a long time, and what we're starting to see is a little bit over a while, these do start to wear and tear a little bit in the holes. Again, this is about 1 year old. So what we're going to do is 45 some wood, tack it into here, and again, that's just going to increase the stability of the sled. It also is going to help keep the poles a little more vertical. But again, we've been able to load this up with 3 45s on each side and go up and down the turf safely. The sled, all in all, weighs about 60 pounds, so it's very close to the Prowler. So your Mauler is about 10 pounds lighter than the actual Prowler itself, and I believe the Prowler weighs 71 or 72 pounds. So just take that into consideration when you're loading up your weight. But if you guys have any questions, leave us a comment at the bottom of the video. Hit us up on our webpage, fittwarehouse.com. Make sure you friend us up on our Facebook, and I really appreciate you guys following our webpage and just interacting with us, because we do this for you. And if you have any questions, again, just please leave them, and I'll be glad to answer them. Thanks so much. Just to give you guys a comparison of the original Prowler 2 from Elite FTS, here it is. Yes, we do have one. We were fortunate enough to be able to buy one. But again, if you're on a budget like we were in the very beginning, this is just as effective in being able to help your athletes get stronger, get faster, and better conditioned. Again, you can see the first design we had was very similar to the Prowler. Again, we just kind of simplified it, made it look more like the Econo. It again helped us in our resources. It helped us financially. It's very simple to do. Both these sleds get used tremendously for pulling, for pushing, for racing, for conditioning, just different sled drills. Again, you can see the comparisons. We have the front hooks to do our pulling exercises. We have the high and low handles. Again, they use welds. We have ours welded as well. They have a more triangular version. Again, we kept ours in a T design. They have the 2 longer bars or longer handles, similar to ours. They're very close in length. They're almost the same by the time you drop it in the hole. They're roughly about the same length or height. The skis are about the same as far as the width and the slope. Again, that's a 45-degree slope. And again, this is the Prowler 2 from Elite FTS. This is our version, the Mauler from FITT Warehouse Training Systems.